Good afternoon, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing a video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know, and I want to talk about the hazard of celebrity in a particular way, a feature of being a celebrity. Not that I'm a celebrity, but I know something about them. I've seen them, and pretty much everybody has, and that's the point. There's something called remote viewing, where you can watch somebody remotely, like the word suggests, and it feels like you're sharing an experience with them, whether they're acting in a movie or a TV show, or if you're seeing something that's like, reality TV or some kind of actual scenes or news about a person. It can feel very realistic, like you're actually sharing an experience, because this is a natural human tendency, and that's the point of this video. There's a natural human tendency to share experiences with people and to understand that when you're experiencing something with a person, when you can see them and hear them, there's an instinctive reaction to this where the bond is formed, regardless of your intentions, regardless of whether they're actually present. And a very important bond is formed because this bond is the basis for all actual friendship and romance. It's about shared experiences when it's real, when you are spending time with somebody, going through the same stuff together, communicating all the while. You form an attachment that is based on memories, a mutually shared experience with something, anything it's about quality time. Maybe you've heard that. But here's the thing, remote viewing creates the illusion of a shared experience. It's not the real thing. When you're watching a celebrity in a movie or a TV show or on reality TV or the news, like I said, it triggers the exact same part of your brain that gets triggered when you are having an experience with somebody, but they're not having that experience. Now, here's where it breaks apart. They are not having the same experience. They're not aware of you. Usually, they have they may know that they have an audience, or sometimes they don't. If they're not, a celebrity who's being paid, if they're, somebody who's perhaps notorious, or just somebody who happens to be in the news, they don't know necessarily who you are. But here is the basis for a lot of unfortunate tragedies that occur. You've heard of people getting stalked by psycho killers and people who were infatuated with them. Celebrity crushes that go overboard, where people are like obsessed, when it's obsession with the person. Jodie Foster had a very famous case, and she is to this day shook about this. What happened? She is super I think not timid, it's not the word I'm looking for. She's careful, I should say, based on what I've seen and heard. Jodie Foster had a real stalker, like a real dangerous person. I don't know the whole story, but the person broke into her house, and it was like a big national news thing. But this happens because of what I'm talking about, how a person will think that they're sharing an experience with somebody, and it will trigger that part of their brain where they think they have a mutual relationship. They think that they have some kind of bond, there's some kind of rapport there, and a lot of this is just natural. It's natural stuff. Most people can check this, though, because they have a part of their brain also that says, okay, it's not real, is the thing, right? I'm looking at a screen. This isn't the actual person. I'm looking at, a recording of something. We're not actually doing this stuff together. I'm looking at, a fictional portrayal of some adventure. We're not actually having an adventure in person. But unfortunately, if you're inhibited by substances, or if you are neurologically impaired, like some people are, it can have disastrous results when the part of the brain that does a reality check fails to do the reality check, and they believe that they've got some kind of relationship with everybody they see, whether or not it's on a screen. So something to keep in mind. This isn't going to be a long video. Remote viewing has the same hazard and potential for everybody who does it. If you have a screen, if you ever remote in and the person doesn't necessarily know you're there, and you begin experiencing what they're experiencing, vicariously is the word. If you've heard the word vicarious, it means living through another person, obtaining life sustenance through another host or whatever, vicariously. Then it's very important to remind yourself, if that person's not in agreement and in participation, and if they aren't actually present physically, chances are it's one-sided. And when it's one-sided, you don't actually have a friendship or a relationship at all. You don't. That person doesn't have the same memories, and you honestly didn't earn those memories. And this is a bigger subject. I'm not going to dive into that one right now, but you didn't earn those experiences. The blood, sweat, and tears that person may have invested, perhaps, for them, That doesn't mean that everybody who remotes in has the same deservingness of it. That you didn't earn it. You didn't earn the good feelings that they have, nor the bad feelings, right? But we live in an age where everything can be recorded, remote viewing is common, and people have no compunction about popping in, if you know what I mean. So, own your own experiences. Enforce your boundaries. Mind your business. On the other hand, if you're a viewer, make sure it's consensual. Make sure this person knows what they're doing, first of all, is getting compensated appropriately, and don't make the mistake of thinking that they're your girlfriend or your friend when they're not, just because you happen to see them doing something. It's a big problem for a lot of people. Reach out if you like with questions or comments to whitehotrobot@gmail.com. Thank you.